Erev Tov, hope doing well. I know this is already Yom Rishon after Shabbat, wherein I wish to have said that my Torah earlier in the week, or really last week before Shabbat. But there were a couple of ideas that really struck me from the Parsha, and the more that I was thinking about it and how it relates to the time period we're in, made me say, let me share a word or two of Torah at this particular moment. Number one, there's the concept of the carbon chatas for the yoledet, for the woman who gives birth. There's the idea of the bris milah being on day 8. There's tzarat on the goof, on the body, as well as on the clothing and on the house. There's the process of becoming tahor, whether it be from removing a person's entire hair in the area that was afflicted. There's a time period of waiting. If you're the person who has tzarat, having to leave the machanot, all three of the encampments of the Jewish people, being completely alone. There's the combination of bringing the Tolat Shani, as well as the Eitz Eres, bringing cedar trees and the hyssop and the opposites of those. And these many different components, when they're brought together, we have to ask, what's going on? What's happening here? So when we look first and foremost at Tuma and Tahara, very often it's identified and translated as purity versus impurity, which doesn't give us a real understanding of what's going on. So I believe it was in Rabbi Dr. Norman Lamb who was explaining that, or maybe it was in Rabbi Sachs, I don't remember at this point, that it's really about, can I come close to the Mikdash? Can I come close to sanctity or not? And something that Rabbi Rosner Sefer Shalom Rav pointed out was, whenever we find this idea of life, we will find the opposite of death in connection. So when we find Tumah, we also find Tahara, or the opposite's true. When we find purity, we find impurity. When we find sanctity, we can find defilement. With that being said, things that have great potential also have great harm that can come along with it. To quote Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. Now, that only happens if the opposites are true. Something like a snake has no tuma or tahara, and therefore, if it dies, if you touch it, you don't become tummy from it. A body that was alive has that potential, has that ability, and therefore, when it is no longer able to serve its purpose in this world, it now falls to the lower status. It becomes tameh. A yoledet, the woman who gives birth, she is at the point of creating life, at the highest potential. And once that baby has been born, whether it be a baby boy or a girl, so now that potential is gone, leading to the vacuum of tuma. And even more so if it's a baby girl, where now not only is she responsible for her own loss of potential, not for a negative thing, but a beautiful thing, but still that potential is gone. She's also taking responsibility for her daughter's future potential as well. It's kaful, it's doubled. Now with tzarat, this ties in very nicely as well. Because the notion of tzarat, what happens, Rashi points out a couple of cool symbolisms. Number one, you caused families to be separate. You cause friends to be separate because of your lashon hara, because of your speech. Therefore, the only thing left to do is to separate you. You must be removed. And not just that, the part of the Tara process was to take the hyssop as well as the cedar branch. Two opposites, a lowly branch and a very tall tree. You thought of yourself so great, you must humble yourself. You must lower yourself. Two birds are brought as part of the carbon chatas. One that will be killed and one that will set free. Two opposites. Ultimately, I believe the connection of the yoledet and the birth to the tzarat cases of the house, the clothing, the skin, the flesh, is about us having unique potentials. We have unique abilities with what we wear to represent ourselves for the positive or for the negative. Our homes can be for the positive or for the negative. We can welcome in great people, Tamid Chachamim, can have guests, many mitzvos, or they could be used to be gathering Leitzanim. It's something to talk about in the Mishnah Pirkei Avot. Who are our guests? In Daf Yomi, it talks about the Shochan and the ability to have kapara. Since we don't have the Lachan Panim, nowadays our own Shochanot can give us kapara. That's, I believe, on Daf Tzadi Vav 96b. The point that I'm trying to stress at this point is when we look at the state of affairs that we're in, we look at Eretz Yisrael, we look at Medinat Yisrael, we have to say to ourselves, we have immense potential, immense abilities. How will it be used? Yes, the Yoledet has a point in time where she had immense abilities and she fulfilled them. And then there's the vacuum. The question is going to be, what does she do afterwards? The son who had to wait a full 7 days to get to day 8. What does he do with day 8? Does he sanctify himself or have himself sanctified? Or not? It's the Tzarat has the same, the person who's afflicted in the Metzora. Does he remove himself and use it as a time to reflect the harm he's caused, or how he himself now can grow from that harm, and himself how he can become better? His clothing has been affected. His status has been diminished. Does he use it as an opportunity for reflection? His house has to be basically torn down, or parts of it have to be removed. Does he take this as an opportunity to stop and reflect what his potentials are? Eretz Yisrael is the same reality for ourselves to think about. Do we think for a moment that how lucky we are to live in this generation? It's something I've heard now every Yazar quote, every moment I've heard from every moment myself. If you go back to the time of Rabbi Kiva, do we really want to? I mean, again, Rabbi Kiva lives at the time period of the Beit HaMikdash, which is an incredible time, but it's also during Churban and destruction. He is persecuted and eventually killed in a brutal, barbaric way by the Romans. On one hand, I would love to visit him and see him alive, but I don't know if I would want to live then. The time period of the Mishnah, under, again, Roman autonomy, was not particularly great for the Jewish people. Fast forward, a couple of years when we're in Bavel. Not sure that was so much better. What about during the Spanish Inquisition, or the Crusades, or Tachvatat in Ukraine? All the different horrors of the Jewish people. Even with the great luminaries and the great Talmid Chachamim that have been around at those time periods. It's been wonderful to visit them. But what I want to live then, at those time periods, we have the ability to see immense potential coming our way. We have the ability to usher in Mashiach and the ultimate Geula. It depends on us and our actions. Do we take advantage of the opportunity? Have a great day.